When we were kids, my sister and I were an inseparable team. We shared everything: secrets, dreams, and even the occasional blame for a broken vase. One afternoon, fueled by childhood idealism and a stolen permanent marker, we decided to make our bond official. On the wall behind my bed, in our wobbly, uneven handwriting, we wrote our sacred vow: no matter what happens, we stay family. For years, that message was a silent witness to our lives. It saw us through scraped knees, teenage heartbreaks, and late-night study sessions. It was a comforting, constant presence, a reminder of the foundation we shared. But as it often does, life got in the way. We grew up and grew apart. Small disagreements festered into larger resentments. College, careers, and new relationships pulled us in opposite directions. The weekly phone calls dwindled to monthly, then to just holiday texts. The easy laughter we once shared was replaced by an awkward, heavy silence. We were family by blood, but we felt like strangers. We hadn't had a real conversation in years, just polite, surface-level exchanges that carefully avoided the chasm that had opened between us. One day, I came home to visit, and the house felt different. My old room had been repainted. The walls were a fresh, clean, sterile beige. And our promise, the words we'd etched into the wall with so much conviction, was gone. It felt like a final, definitive statement. The physical evidence of our bond had been erased, just like the connection itself. I remember standing there, a lump forming in my throat. It seemed symbolic, as if our childhood pact had been nothing more than a temporary scribble, easily covered up and forgotten. My sister and I never mentioned it. What was there to say? The painted wall was a perfect metaphor for our relationship, clean, empty, and devoid of its original meaning. Years passed. The distance between us solidified. Then the phone call that everyone dreads finally came. Our father had passed away. Suddenly, all the petty arguments and years of silence felt so incredibly small, so meaningless. I flew home, and my sister met me at the airport. There were no big, dramatic reunions, just a shared, unspoken grief that hung in the air. We were forced back into each other's orbits, navigating the painful logistics of loss together. While sorting through our dad's things, we ended up back in my old bedroom. We were looking for photo albums, for anything that would bring back a piece of him. As my sister ran her hand along the beige wall where our promise used to be, her fingers stopped. She looked at me, her eyes wide. "Come here," she whispered. I walked over, and she pointed to the wall. Under the soft light from the window, you could see it, faint, but undeniable, the indentations of our words. It turned out our dad had never truly painted over it. He had seen what we wrote all those years ago. Instead of sanding it down or priming over it, he had just carefully painted around the letters, leaving the carving intact. He had preserved our promise, hiding it in plain sight, waiting for the day we might need to find it again. He knew that beneath the layers of time, hurt, and silence, the foundation was still there. Standing in that room, tracing the ghost of our childhood vow, the years of distance melted away. Tears streamed down both our faces as we finally hugged, really hugged, for the first time in a decade. Our father, in his quiet, loving way, had left us one final gift. He reminded us that some promises don't fade. They aren't erased by a coat of paint or the passage of time. They just wait patiently to be remembered. That day, we didn't just find the words on the wall. We found our way back to each other. We remembered what it meant to be family. Thanks for watching. If this story resonated with you, please consider liking this video and subscribing for more. And maybe call a sibling you haven't spoken to in a while. You never know what you might find.